Hi, welcome to Learn and Master Guitar, Session 2. We're going to cover some very important concepts today that all guitarists should know. We're going to learn how to read music, a very important skill for you to know as a guitarist, to be able to get the most out of your playing. We're going to learn about the music staff, what some of the names of the notes are, the rhythms and rests. We're going to learn about playing with tablature, which is how you're going to see a lot of the guitar music that you're going to work with. We'll have music notation at the top and tablature at the bottom. So we're going to learn how to tie those two together. And then last, we're going to learn about the notes on the first and second strings. We're going to learn our first notes, first 6 notes. I look forward to it, and let's go ahead and get started. Okay, you ready to learn how to read music? So many people think reading music is just incredibly complicated and no human could ever understand it, and certainly no adult could ever learn it as an adult. Usually you may learn it as a kid. I've been working with people of all ages for years, and I have not found that to be true. Adults can pick this up as easily as kids, and I can explain it to you in just a couple of short minutes of how to read music. Ready? Let's go ahead and start. Music is written on a music staff. A music staff consists of 5 lines and 4 spaces. The music staff goes across from left to right, just like if you were reading a book. The music travels along like that. Think of it like a timeline. You need to divide that timeline up into equal segments, and those are called measures. And you divide them by little bars called bar lines. When you get to the end of a song, you have a big thick bar there. That's your double bar line at the end. It means that you're at the end of the song. Let's get back to those 5 lines and 4 spaces. That's going to be real important. Where the note is on the staff, whether it's low or high, determines whether it's a high note or a low note. Okay? If it's at the top of the part of the staff, it's a real high note. If it's at the bottom part of the staff, it's a low note. So as you're traveling up, you would be traveling up in pitch. Da 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 da, up like that. Now let's talk about the lines. We're going to learn the notes on the lines. Like I said in the first session, the musical alphabet goes from A to G, and then it just starts repeating. So I can't tell you to play an M or a T or a V or anything like that, but we can go from A to G and just keep repeating. On the first line of our staff, there's 5 lines. On that bottom line, that's the first line. If a note is on there, it's an E. If it's on the second line, it's a G. The third line is a B. The 4th line is a D, and the 5th line is an F. E, G, B, D, F. Wait a minute, don't get confused. Sounds an awful lot like the names of our strings. 2 completely different concepts. Use some of the same notes, but 2 completely different concepts, so don't get confused. The notes on the lines are E, G, B, D, and F. Well, just as letter names, they're kind of hard to remember. So how everybody remembers them is every good boy does fine, corresponding to the E, G, B, D, F. Every good boy does fine. Okay, let's practice, see how well you remember. If the note is here, what is it? Good. What about if it's here? And what about here? Learning the notes is very important. We've learned the notes on the lines. Every good boy does fine. Kind of rhymes with line. It's a good way to remember it. Now we're going to talk about the notes that are on the spaces. In between those lines, the note can also be on those spaces. There's only 4 of those. So counting up from the bottom, the first one of those, the first space, that note is an F. The second space, an A. The third space, a C. The 4th space, an E. F, A, C, and E, which conveniently spells the word face, which kind of rhymes with space, so that's a good way to remember, keep track of both of them.